Hola y bienvenidos. En este video voy a hablar sobre las preposiciones in, at y on en relación de tiempo. Ya tengo un video sobre in, at y on en relación de locación. Y si estás interesado, hay un link en la descripción a continuación. Pero en este video voy a hablar sobre tiempo. Es un poco confuso porque en inglés usamos in, at y on para tiempo en maneras diferentes. Okay, empecemos. Let's get started. In English, when we talk about time, we may use the word in, at, or on, depending on whether we are talking about a specific time on the clock, or a day of the week, or a date on the calendar, or a year. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the rules of when you should use in, at, or on. Okay, so when should you use the word in? We use the word in when we are talking about a year or a month or a generic time of day like morning or evening. For example, I traveled to Mexico in February. My birthday is in May. Christmas is in December. And we also use in for years. So I was born in 1988. Or the next presidential election in the United States will be in the year 2020. And we also use the word in when we are talking about more generic times of day. So for example, I take my dog for a walk in the morning. Or I go to the gym first thing in the morning. Most people have their lunch in the afternoon. So these are kind of generic times of day, but not a specific time. So morning, evening, afternoon, night. So we use the word in when we're talking about longer periods of time. So you can imagine an event is happening inside a space of time, like on a timeline. So in can be like a synonym for the word during. Christmas happens during December. Christmas is in December. Okay, the other time we use the word in is when we are counting down time towards an event in the future. So for example, I will call you in 5 minutes. Or the guests will arrive at the party in 1 hour. So we're talking about an amount of time between now and a time in the future. I could say, I have a vacation coming up in 5 weeks. That's true. I do. All right, now let's talk about the word on. So when do we use the word on when we're talking about time? So we use the word on when we are talking about specific days on the calendar. For example, it could be a day of the week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or it could be a specific date on the calendar, like December 25th. So for example, you could say, at the gym, I exercise my legs on Mondays. Or I am taking my dog to the veterinarian on Friday. although we usually would say vet. We usually don't say veterinarian. Most English speakers would say vet. My birthday was on May 6th, so 31. Oh, and Christmas is on December 25th. Okay, that one was pretty easy. Now let's talk about at. So when do we use at when we are talking about time? So we use the word at when we are talking about a specific moment in time. So very specific. So for example, you could say, you have a phone call at 12 o'clock. Or you could say at noon. So noon is the same thing as 12 o'clock. It's midday. You could also say midday. You could say the witches ride on their broomsticks at midnight or at 12 p.m. at 12 a.m. My morning alarm clock goes off at 2:50 in the morning. That's true. I get to work at 3:30 in the morning. Yeah. So we can also use the word at to reference a specific moment in history or in a story. So for example, you could say, at the turn of the 21st century, Britney Spears was #1 in the world for a recording artist. I don't know if that's true, but that's my example. Maybe it's true. One sec. Oh, you could say, at the very end of the episode of Game of Thrones, a very important character was killed. I won't say who because some of you may be watching. Okay, so those are the basic rules. Let's do one practice together. Okay. So blank midnight, blank December 31st, blank 1999, we celebrated the new millennium. And in the US, we called it Y2K, year 2000. Okay, are you ready? I'm going to give you the answer. Pause if you need more time. All right, I'm going to give you the answer. All right, at midnight on December 31st in 1999, we celebrated the new millennium. All right, awesome job. Don't forget to subscribe and please leave me a comment if you have more questions or if you have requests for future videos. Gracias por ver. Adiós.